Uh, let's try and get up to speed. I see. I have some idea of where we are at, but uh, but uh, but to say that I'm well up to date is, well, that's really an exaggeration. Also, my this quest log I have here is awfully crappy. It's basically every wall so far with some comments, and at this point, should I add anything to the bottom, I'd have to scroll all the way past all that. Yeah. So I'm going to do a bit of a different quest log this time to see how it plays out. The situation is this, at least. Lestara, an apprentice mystic, had a prophetic dream about two shepherds in peril during a very early blizzard, unusually early even. So she went out. She managed to rescue one. The other was the one she managed to rescue was to be sacrificed. The other had been corrupted by some winter ancient. And anyway, she managed to defeat this agent of the winter ancient, Winter Warlock. Saved the other shepherd, the one that could be saved. Spent a week in the nearby village that she almost had traveled to. That didn't really benefit her nor the shepherd, and they had to set home with basically no supply. Once home, they actually managed to return home quite easily. Basira, which is this shepherd she rescued, wasn't keen on really returning home because of feelings of shame and guilt, because the other shepherd was her cousin, and lots of things to have to be explained to the family. So Lestar had to do that, which I think went kind of well. Yeah, somehow well. We anyway, Basira remains with Lestara, as she doesn't feel quite ready to get home. And she also brought news of these supernatural things to her master, who I think he should have been a bit dismissing of it. Gemmena. A bit deceitful, confused, so probably not even I remember how that interaction went, but it was unsurprised, and he kept withholding lots of information. So Lestara did the only thing she really, a thing she really shouldn't do, and that was to see what her master really knew. So she snuck into his study and found some interesting looking pieces of bark with runes on, and according to whatever her master had been teaching her, what she managed to decipher from them, it was that her master thought them to be, through them he would be able to converse with the tree in Wolfhaven. Yeah, a bit of a mystic tree. Yeah, no birds roost in it and so on. Called abandoned tree, and that is also an ancient. If so, there is both an ancient of winter and a tree ancient. Oh, and her master also is tired of her and is sending her to one of his friends. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, he will often know, hey, just go to my friend. Yeah, my friend yeah, owes me one, and I'll get rid of your annoyances. So, and the last thing that was done last time was this deciphering of these bark scrolls. So I think that the Lestara she has spent the whole night. No, burning candles is expensive. It yes, spent a bit, but still it would have been urgent. I think she would have burnt yeah the night candles. Yes, sitting up in her small hovel. Yeah, deciphering these yeah ruined barks over the night. And as dawn comes, because it is known that mystic energies are the strongest during dawn and dusk, she heads out to the abandoned tree, and she intends to speak the runes that are inscribed on these pieces of bark. So, question is, yeah, she is continuing this uh, vow she has sworn. Yeah, I swear I will find out why my master wasn't surprised about the primordial nor the Winter Warlock. And speaking to the tree, which that is supposed to be an ancient, is one way to go ahead. Also, she has no health and no spirit and no supply. He is really rushing from one thing to the other. She's got this pain corrupted. And I imagine this further exaggerates her impulsiveness. She just does things, and when she is forced to stop a bit, she gets anxious, and when she is told not to do anything, she really must do it. So, do, do we have any assets that will help us here? We have the ritualist, because we are preparing ourselves to do ritual. Yeah. Yeah, and this preparation is she burns the night candles. Yeah, she sits up throughout the night. Yeah, and Through this, she secures an advantage because she has practiced the rune words. She has memorized them. So let's try and secure advantage. And we're going to roll this with wits. Because we are using our smarts to do this. No modifier. Good strong hit. So let's record this. So I'm adding here. Let's say this quest line is Master's Ancient Knowledge. Stealing shit. That was done. Figuring out what was stolen. These two things were done last session. Secure advantage. Strong hit. Lestara through the night practiced the runes, their words and gestures. So let's expand this to about 200 wide. Your advantage, ritualist. Let's say 250. So, and with this asset, when you use secure advantage to ready for... Oh, we add +1 to the roll, then take +1 momentum on a hit. Well, we didn't really need that +1 to this roll, because we really freaking aced it. And then we take +1 momentum. Oh, we have good momentum. God, I like this. So she has practiced the rune, the words. And so at the brink of dawn, she heads out to the abandoned tree. This great oak. At this time of year, not a single leaf. And no acorns underneath it. Never sets acorns. Just leaves during the season. And so I think this is she will face danger as she does the ritual, where she as she tries to speak the words properly while being continuously anxious that her master will come and whack her on the head for being insubordinate and meddling with forces beyond her control. When you attempt something risky, with expertise, yeah, it is still wits. And wits is one of our good things. And we have secure advantage. On a strong hit, you gain advantage. Oh, we forgot to actually do what the secure advantage means. On a strong hit, you gain advantage. Use one. Take control, make another move now, not a progress move, and add +1, or prepare to act. Take +2 momentum. I think we are taking +2 momentum. Because we are good at facing... we are good at wits things. And hopefully a +1 won't be needed. But having high momentum will help our bad moves as well. Face danger with wits. And we have +1 from the ritualist. No, we don't have. Asset ritualist. When secure advantage, add +1 and take +1 momentum on the hit. Yeah, we don't get any specific bonuses to this roll. And so we get. Awesome. The moves. Face danger on weak hit. You succeed but face a troublesome cost. And we cannot make this a strong hit because we would need 10 momentum for that. I don't think we are delayed disadvantage of face a new danger. I think we succeed. We speak the words. We enter into communication with the tree. However, yeah, I think the tree is not too happy. So, face danger, weak hit. Words are spoken. Wounds are drawn. And the tree responds. I think it slaps us. No, and that would just be naughty for the tree, and it's an oak tree. It would just smush us. A willow, on the other hand, would slap us, like with the whip. I think the mystic that the energy is needed to commune with it. It's not. Yeah, she has to connect her consciousness on a higher level. Yeah, and that strains her body. If she would have rested properly, it would have been less of an issue, but yeah, she doesn't rest that well. The words are spoken, wounds are drawn, and the tree responds. Lestara enters into communication. But the higher state of conscience taxes her frail body. So she's going to suffer harm. And yeah, endure harm, 1 harm. However, since we don't have any health moves, suffer move, endure harm. When you face physical damage, suffer minus health equal to your first rank or as appropriate. If your health is 0, suffer momentum. So, first of all, our health is 0, we suffer 1 harm, so it's taken as momentum. Then we have to face physical damage. We need to endure harm with either health or iron. And since our health is 0, our 1 iron is higher. We're rolling with that. So, now even that higher momentum wouldn't have saved me. If you are at 0 health, you must mark wounded or maimed if currently are unmarked, or roll the oracle. There is an endure harm oracle. So let's look at the moves properly. Endure harm. So, or is this oracle in here? Oh yes, there it is. Endure harm. So, if you are at 0 health, you must mark wounded or maimed. I don't think... I would much rather roll on the endure harm table. Because those complications... Since I imagine there to be a lot of physical activities like traveling and such, having those conditions don't... I'd say feel more detrimental. So instead, I'm taking the chance and rolling on the endure harm table. 50% chance that that I'm fine. So, oracle. Endure harm. You're battered but still standing. The gamble paid off. Endure harm. Miss with complication. Lestara is battered and bruised, but will survive somehow. Well, since it's a complication, perhaps I should roll twice and take the worst. Yeah, I think that would be appropriate. Because I can think of really not that many other complications to worsen and endure harm. So, oracles, endure harm again. Yeah, 15. Oh boy. With complication, roll twice, take lowest. Lestara will soon die. Her body cannot handle it. There are a few hours where that can change though. But that is her physically. So I imagine her sitting there in front of the abandoned tree, on her knees and in her body in a bit of a unnatural position. And the tree answers. So, however, what is the goal of this tree? This ancient? Because I have some ideas, but let's see what this roll tells us, or what guidance the roll gives us. Find a home. Yeah, so this is a bit of a side thing here. Abandoned tree. Go find a home. Let's put A in brackets. So the tree, its branches rustles, and somehow I think that's how the tree actually speaks. Rustling of its branches. Natural tree sounds for the most part. It doesn't grow a face or anything like that and start speaking, but rather it sounds trees makes when the wind blows through it. And she understands it. But it's not really a language that she is familiar with, or communication she's not familiar with its way of conveying messages. Instead, it through these rustlings, she's told of she's given expressions. She's giving more abstract communication, like for example, the tree stump in the grove. Sap seeping from from an aspen, freezing before it hits the ground. A leaf falling, drifting away and carried in the wind. The lone tree on a hill. The hill in the grove that lacks a tree. What the abandoned tree is telling her is that it is lost. It is not with the rest of its grove. And it longs for and its feeling of abandonment drives others away, like there's no birds building nest in it. And if it can return home, the birds will once again roost on it. So Lestara's immediate reaction will of course be, what? And then she honestly, A, she didn't expect it to work. B, if it would work, she expected to have a conversation, not just be given impressions, abstract meanings and such. And then C, she doesn't know. She's just wondering. So she starts to ask the tree what it is. Why is it abandoned? And many and such things. The tree stops its bombardment of impressions to her and rewinds the clock a little bit. No, not perhaps rewinds the clock, but instead, and this perhaps, and I think this frightens her. She feels the story that the tree tells her is one of walking along a meadow or running. Yes, running to something or from something is uncertain, but then her feet start to get stickier to the ground, and a few steps further on they have like began to sprout roots and embed themselves into the ground. And so the runner gets stuck and gets even more and more tree-like. It's already a bit barky. Skin turns even more like bark. And she sees all of this as if it came from her. As it happens to her. Let's write some things down. The tree through images and other abstract non-direct communication. Tells Lestara of its loneliness and sense of being abandoned. When asked how it was abandoned, it gives her a tale of running across a field, feet starting to stick to the ground and soon are rooted. The runner then starts to become more and more like a tree. So, and the star, I think she's smart enough to put the two and two together and realize the tree through that vision talked about itself. When asked, "Are you an ancient?" The impressions she gets back is of confusion, but also of untouched plains. This division of running across the plain, it was like untouched by man. It doesn't really know this word ancient. It's got a bit, yeah. For it, that word doesn't really have much of a meaning. And then she asks, she then asks if it is the one that have given her visions of that pillar in the unknown place. If that is the abandoned trees doing. Yeah. Yeah, she senses the abandoned tree to withdraw from her. It doesn't want to tell her that thing yet. Or perhaps because that is too painful for itself. And so she presses the tree for that. Yeah, if it's not you who are giving me those visions, then tell me who is. So she's trying to compel the ancient tree to do this thing for her. He is trying to convince it, so it's roll heart. Okay, it's a miss, but we can burn momentum to get it to a weak hit. Yeah, I think we do that. So we burn it, we reset it to 0. And then it turns into a weak hit. Oh, they will ask something in return. So compel, weak hit. Lestara presses the abandoned tree on whether or not it is the one who is giving her the visions of the abandoned pillar. They will share what they know. Take one momentum, thank you. And then they ask something in return. Oracles. Let's see. Action. Yeah, what do they want us to do? Let's roll an action and a theme. Locate the world. Let's just have a look at the reverses. 68. Restored. Well, no. What What is the theme? 63. Well, to be honest, locate world is kind of interesting. Action, locate, theme, world. The tree asks her, yeah, there's a, yeah, well, it affirms that it is the one who is giving her those visions of that pillar. It is it. Because that pillar stands in a grove or stands in a deep forest. It's giving her an even greater sense of area of primordial forest, as long as her eyes can see. And 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 it literally wants her to go and find it. It leads her to find that pillar, because that pillar somehow will help the tree get home. The tree affirms it is. Imparts a vision onto her of this pillar again. This time sitting in a primordial forest as far as her eyes can see. It is clear to her. Find the pillar and the tree can go home. And with that, the connection, the tree, I think the tree ejects her from its conscious. As someone comes running up on the path that leads to the tree, and as Lestara falls back unconscious, she hears Basira shouting her name. So, we need to take a look in the book. So, because we need to have a look at the harm. Inflicting harm, enduring harm, no, not that. character. Abilities. Issues low. Edit. Index. Yeah, so she's no, I don't think she actually completely loses her consciousness, because if so, it would be because if that, I would have to just roll something to determine if someone else is skilled enough to give her treatment. Yeah, it can become a bit yeah, a bit fiaty. It's either she gets healed, or no, she does not get healed. Oh, that was much better. So, let's return to the endure harm move. Moves. Endure harm. You are dying. You need to heal within an hour or two, or face death. Yeah. Because that result would be unconsciousness. This is just dying. So Basira comes up screaming for Lestara, saying things like, you are supposed to take me away from here. You cannot. You stop doing these stupid things. But first, I'm marking progress on that vow to find the pillar. Let's see. Marking progress on vow find pillar. And since that is an epic vow, it's 1 tick per what did I say? Per marking of progress. And she's also trying to figure out why her master wasn't surprised. It's because he actually had a way to communicate with ancients. So, and since it's a dangerous one, I'm marking 2. Troublesome is 3, dangerous is... let's make sure that we are taking the correct number. Reach a milestone. Yeah, dangerous Mark II. And that is dangerous, so we're marking 2. Drive off danger to winter, that isn't. No. Mark progress on of vow find pillar. Masters ancient knowledge. And so Basira comes up. Lestara, her own, especially her own wound that she was inflicted during the fight with the Winter Warlock and the corrupted shepherd, that has opened up and blood is gushing out. She's also puking blood. Somehow the wound has become worse during this strenuous communication. So roll wits. No modifiers. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Heal. Miss. As the communication ends, Lestara hears Basira calling out her name and realizes she is sitting in a small pool of her own blood with red vomit down her chest. The two of them are unable to I wouldn't perhaps say heal. Stabilize. Stabilize Lestara. The Grim Reaper comes. No. Well, at least we get to well, try this new move, face death. When you're brought to the brink of death, so endure harm. You're dying. You need to heal within an hour or 2. We tried the healing. It didn't work. While there was probably time to seek aid in the village. What the roll has been done. And now we have failed to heal. So we are facing death. Face death is roll plus heart. Moves. Roll plus rolling face death. Roll plus heart. This can be the end for her. When she is brought to the brink of death, she glimpses the world beyond. And I think she has already been to this world beyond, this shadowy realm, this in between this world and the next. Death rejects her. Or she knows how to get out of there. While the Grim Reaper is on her tail, he finds a way out of there. And she manages to escape in between before the Grim Reaper catches her. His stuff. Strong hit. Lestara knows the between. She has been here already once. Death is too slow for her, and she escapes it. Lestara lives. I imagine she wakes up several hours later in her own bed with Basira sitting and praying next to it. While the gods aren't answering. I think we chose that one. Religion. The gods hears no prayers. But she does it. She still does it. She still have been sitting there praying, and when we wake up, we also realize that our wounds have been stitched together properly. One of the elders in the village, or the village healer, midwife, elder, cranky old lady, that one, and stitched her up while scolding Basira for letting her friend go away on all these, to get herself into that bad of a position. We are a small community. Everyone that the community won't survive if everyone is just running around doing whatever, etc., etc., etc. And Basira has heard a lot of that nagging, and doesn't really. She has shut it out, and he has been praying instead. And so, the coming days, Lestara is trying to get out of bed, but Basira is there pushing her down, basically forcing her to get rest, while Lestara is really, I need to do things. I need to confront my master about the tree, etc., etc., etc. So So, as we are there, we are trying to heal, or is it? No, we have sojourned when we came to the community. I don't think we are ready, that the community is ready for us to sojourn again. So it is heal. With Basira doing her. Basira, she is a shepherd. Let's have a look at assets, because we have 4 experience. We can spend 3 of these to buy a new asset. And I've been thinking of buying Basira as an asset for her for her being a shepherd, and also so that it's not just Lestara on the road. Kindred. Oh, yeah. I'm seriously thinking of buying this one, because once we... And this is now me as a player here, imagining future events. We will soon leave the village again. Basira doesn't feel comfortable in the village, so she will want to go along with Lestara. So let's spend the experience. We had 4 experience. When you advance, you spend experience to purchase assets, replace the X dot with the filled in dot. Cannot fill in. Cannot change any of these to excess, or to not have them be filled in. So I think we'll have to make a note. Yeah. That we have spent 3 experience. Notes. XP spent. 3 XP. Companion. Kindred. Basira the shepherd. Because we cannot get infinite experience here. Let's see, page 103. To learn more about spending experience, because this didn't really say anything. Page 222. You can spend experience points when they are earned or save them up. Yeah, because here it says it's When you fulfill your vow, you gain experience. When you advance, yeah, you fill them. So, back to assets. Kindred. Basira, the shepherd. What is she good at? She's good at corralling animals and people, tending to animals and people. She's all heart. So assets, acquiring assets. You may select 3 assets when you create a character. Additional assets can be acquired. So some assets come with the first one pre-filled. Let's have a look at the assets card. Companions, kindred. Ooh, I can choose. And then we see here, alchemist is pre-selected. Animal kin, the first one is pre-selected. Battle's guard, none are pre-selected. Great. And Basira is not a shieldkin, and we're not bonded. So she is skilled, expertise, ship, herder of animals and men. Herder and herder and caretaker. So, as we are now going to heal ourselves, heal. We when mending our own wounds with our iron, which is still best, we get a +1. The curse Basira is skilled. Basira, you fucking hack. Well, miss, your aid is ineffective, pay the price. Oracles. Endure harm. Yeah, it's just completely ineffective. And we are glad to be standing after that treatment. Heal. Complication. Face harm. Still face harm battered. Over the next few days, Basira get Lestara bedbound. but it did little good to Lestara's well-being. Same as before. So, after a few days, Basira realizes that she cannot keep Lestara bedridden anymore. And Lestara tells Basira that she's ever grateful for it, and but she has to talk to her master about, well, actually, the tree. And it's not something that she thinks Basira will be able to understand. So, and she also don't want Basira there when her master goes off the rail and starts to, well, flip out. And so Lestara makes her way with the rune bark to her master, and more or less barges in. Her master is sitting there having his midday meal, and slams these pieces of bark on the table and screams, well, almost screams at her that the tree is not just a tree, and she's speaking this really, really, really quickly. That the tree is not a tree, that the tree is the one that is giving her her visions, that the tree once could run, and so on and so on and so on. And in the end, it's she. Her master looks up to her and says something like, "I have known for a long time this, yes. Unfortunate that you would discover it, but seeing as you're no longer my apprentice, I'm in no position to. You are in no position to demand my knowledge. You are someone else's apprentice barging in here on me." And Lestara she's trying. She will try to drag it out of him. I think when he says this, you are someone else's apprentice, that hits her, and it also makes her, and in a way it's liberating for her, because she is no longer bound to this old scrouge. And she says, well, that if he is not interested in discussing it, then I bet her new master would be much more inclined to discuss it. That and that he would be much more forthcoming. Or perhaps she'll go out there and find someone else that is willing to discuss this with her. Perhaps perhaps Greenstone. Yeah, she made a connection in Greenstone. Perhaps someone there. Yeah, that sure. That yeah. I'm not your apprentice anymore. You sent me to someone else, but I may not take the direct path there. I may take it the long way there and really talk to a lot of people. And the research you have done. Imagine all those people coming here and pestering you. However, mystics aren't completely accepted in this world. And she is lying. She still has a bit of fondness for her old master, and she wouldn't do that. Spread his knowledge around. So compel with shadow. No modifier. Gods, why don't I have better momentum? Momentum is 1. Oh well. Yeah. He says, fine, but give me those. Give me the barks. I cannot. I'll tell you what I know, as long as those pieces of wood don't leave the village. That she agrees to. Compel. Compel shadow. Weak hit. Lestara. Fools the old man into thinking she will spread his discoveries, but potentially as her own, and the old man agrees to tell her stuff if the pieces of bark remains in the village. She agrees to leave the pieces of bark in the village. So let's So what does her master know? Her master knows that Let's roll a major plot twist. Yeah. So her master tells her this. That what appears to be just a tree in the village is one that is so old that it's almost beyond time. It was young when the world was young. And almost like a primordial force of this land. Yeah, and that there are many others like it, primordials of fire, of water, yeah, of the very coldness. And somehow, and that there is an imbalance among these ancients. That they don't really care for mankind. Mankind is so far beneath them. Their concern lies more about their firstborn. Yeah, those we call the elves are born from the wooden primordials. Yeah, the so-called giants. Well, the giants is a world family that also includes trolls. Trolls are more of a specific kind of giant that are born of swampy primordials, or primordials that are wooden primordials in a watery domain. In a way, trolls are more closely related to elves than to giants. Giants, on the other hand, are born out of stone primordials. And that somehow the primordials are immovable. Something made them stuck. And this imbalance is that there are those primordials that are starting to or perhaps he have seen the disturbances in his tea leaves. That there are some primordials that are marching. And yes, this primordial of winter that she has somehow got involved with may be a primordial that is on the move. But it's not something that she was ready to deal with, and he had hoped that by sending her away, she would forget all about it until she would be better prepared for it. But seeing as she rather intends to sully his good name, it's better that she knows what kind of name she's trying to sully. Plot twist: a more dangerous foe. is revealed. Exposition plot dump. So primordials young when the world was young, stopped being able to move. The firstborn are these children. Now there are some primordial moving. Lestara as involvement with the primordial of winter has hastened her introduction into the plot. So, she has discovered something about the primordials. Let's take that one, because she knows what he knows, or at least some of what he knows. And let's try and I think that she thinks it's fulfilled. So fulfill a vow. It's a quest move. When you achieve what you believe to be the fulfillment of your vow, roll the challenge time compared to your momentum. Your progress momentum is ignored. Drawing hit, quest is complete. So I'm also going to mark progress on this, because she knows a bit more about it, that there are other primordials. Mark progress on vow, drive of ancient of winter. So let's see if she is able to, if this vow is fulfilled. Oh boy, it's a miss even. So on a miss, your quest is undone. Clear all but one field progress and raise the quest's rank by 1 if not already epic. I think she... I don't think she recommits to it. I think that she doesn't think her master is telling her everything. That she goes, and that is why aren't you telling me everything? There's got to be more about it, and her master is, that is it. And see, as he has been so deceitful in the past, giving her half truths, part truths, and so on, she doesn't realize that he actually has that he doesn't have told her everything. And she says, and she's go, fine then, perhaps my new master will be more forthcoming and will and she storms out. So fulfill your vow, Miss Lestara doesn't think her master is telling her everything and still is holding back. Not a bad assumption due to his history of truths and part truths. She storms off. So basically, Gemmena is no longer her master. She has flipped him off and will put her hopes to her new master. So bonds. Let's see. And so there isn't anything left in the village of Wolfhaven for Lestara. Her master, he has now written him off as she won't get anything more from him. That he's a big old fat gook, and she and Basira will gather up their things and depart. So together they will sojourn one last time before heading out. Lestara trading off pretty much everything he has. And handing over throwing the keys to the figurative keys to her hovel in her master's soup a couple of days later. And hopefully they can set out with at least some stuffs. So when you spend time in community seeking assistance, war plus heart, if you share a bond. Do we share a bond with Wolfhaven? Locations. Bonded, Wolfhaven. Good. Let's sojourn. Art. So, and Basira will help us because she is good with people. So we have +2. So this time well, we got a weak hit at least. The villagers probably have I think that the other folks in Wolfhaven, they aren't that interested in. They don't want to help out because Lestara is still in bad condition. Helping out will just. They think that by not really helping out, they will remain in. They will not head out. Besides, winter is coming, and it's bad to be on the roads in this season, so they try to convince them to stay in the village. The failure is less that the villagers are mean and more that they are trying to help by not helping. So what does Sojourn? Weak hit, choose one. If you share a bond, choose one more. Wow. So we want to equip. We want to clear the unprepared ability and take +1 supply. 1 supply. Unprepared. I don't think we have. There is the option to clear. Oh, wounded and shaken. Yeah, not Banes. So, not those. What else will we take? Clear wounded ability. No, those that take 2 help, 2 spirit, 2 supply. I think we take more supply because because Lestara, she's selling practically everything, and the supply goes up to 3. She hasn't really have had time to heal, and she's still stressed out and annoyed and everything. And so the two they set out on a journey. It's a. Let's hope it's a good sunny day. It's a journey to new master. We'll roll up the new master and such a bit later, but for now they set off. Hopefully they don't end up in that much trouble immediately. And adventure moves. Undertake a journey. When you travel across hazardous or unfamiliar lands, set the rank of your journey. In the rulebook there is a guidance when it comes to travel. Traveling moderate distance within a single region is troublesome. Long distance within a single region or across rough terrain is dangerous. The question is the new master still within the havens? This area here that is relatively populated. Villages within the havens are well connected by well-trod roads. Trade caravans travel between settlements in the haven. Yeah. Is the new master somewhere within the havens? If so, it's so dangerous. And a somewhat long distance. Yeah, or are they in another region? Let's roll a d2. And it is within the havens. So it's just a dangerous. So dangerous, new master is within the havens. Oh. Let's set off. Then for each segment of journey, roll plus wits. If you're setting up from a community with a bond, add +1. I don't think Basira is that much help when it comes to navigating and finding her own way. A shepherd is more of a closer to the community and knows those places better. So just a +1. Wits, modifier 1. And it's a weak hit. Weak hit, you reach a waypoint and mark progress, but suffer -1 supply. Progress, so it's 2. And -1 supply. Journey to new master. Undertake. Take a journey. Rekit. The path is wet and muddy. Yeah, the two travelers make slow progress as they cannot really use the path. But are forced to walk alongside it. And as the two head out from Wolfhaven, I think it will be enough for today. And hopefully it won't be a month until the next time I sit down with it. But hopefully we can pick up. Well, I can pick up the journey in the week. So that's it. Wolfhaven is being put behind them, and new vistas await.